gonna handle this, and then we're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? All right, don't.
Yeah, baby.
Alright. Damn.
Yeah, so I gave her that monkey D, and that's calling me the Pirate King. You know what I'm saying?
Who really running shit? It's not us. Bitch, we pop up. Who really running shit? It's not us. Bitch, we pop up. We don't just walk the shit, we talk. Me and all my niggas solid. If you got a problem, we can solve it.
Good evening. Welcome. How you doing?
Either you bought it or you not.
Good morning, good evening, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Sly Report. And today is November 12th. And you know what that means? That means it's my birthday. How old am I? Well, if you followed my socials like I be telling y'all to do, you know. But that's neither here nor there. But Oda has delivered the greatest gift of all, the One Piece chapter. So, today, we are going to talk about and give you the news on One Piece chapter 1131. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, we start this chapter with Luffy's reaction to Loki's previous statements about being on Elbaf and all this other good stuff. And honestly, being on Elbaf is pretty much all Luffy heard because he is excited. He's like, hey, we on Elbaf. That's great. Like, no wonder everything's so huge. He's just talking, rambling. Luffy and Loki's trying to talk to him, but Luffy, he's ignoring him, and he continues to interrupt him. And he's just like, oh yeah, and then I heard about, and then look at this over here, it's huge, and what about this? And Loki's like, hey, yeah, and Luffy's like, no, but then, so eventually Loki gets tired of this shit, and he's like, he yells at Luffy, and he's like, hey yo, shut up, listen to me, only speak when I'm talking to you. And he calls himself the Sun God again. And he's trying to little bro Luffy, but that's not gonna happen. But anyways, he continues on with his ramblings, and he's asking Luffy, he's like, what do you think of my situation? And Luffy's like, it looked like you got caught, bro. And Loki's like, yes, but not only that, I was caught, I was swept under the rug, I am the pride of Elbaf, I'm the sun god, blah, 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 blah. He's ranting, and Luffy, he's like, whatever. But in his rants, he explains that 6 years ago is when he was captured and chained up. And he was not just chained up to any old regular tree, he's chained up to the Atom Tree. So all of you guys who are saying the Atom Tree is on Elbaf, good on you. You called it. You picked up the phone when it called. You did it. So, that is happening. And we cannot get stuck here. We must continue. But 6 years ago, important number for a lot of reasons that I'm not going to go into right here. If you want to get some more into that, come to the socials. You know, we can talk about it on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole group of us that be talking about it. You missed the live, what's it called? The live stream? Man, you're missing out. But that's neither here nor there. We got to continue with this review. I got to give y'all the news. So, stay right there. We'll be right back. So at this point, Luffy is just chilling on bro leg for real. He's like I said, bro is ranting. He's just running. He's yapping. He's running his yapper. Luffy's chilling on his leg, and he's just like,
we do not care.
But yeah, so he's talking, and then he looks specifically at Luffy, and he asks Luffy if he wants to make a deal. And Luffy only interrupts this man to correct him on his name, because at first he calls him Loppy, which sounds nothing like Luffy. And Luffy's like, my name's Luffy. But continue. So he's like, you want to make a deal? You wanna free me? Free me. Do that. Go up there to that village. Go get the key. Come back here and free me by dawn, and I will wipe out any one pirate crew you ask me to off the face of the earth. You'll never have to worry about these niggas again. And he continues that he can't force Luffy to do this himself. But, and this is when Luffy notices something going on around him. He's not worried, but he does notice something. And he's like, Loki explains that this is the underworld of Elbaf, the land of the dead, the realm of the dead, the lowest layer of the island, if you will. And that it's full of criminals, dead bodies. It's an execution ground and a prison. There are lots of giant animals around, and they all answer to him. You know what I'm saying? And this is when we see a bunch of giant animals and a bunch of pirates and people dressed in animal skins walking out of the forest surrounding Luffy. And Luffy's just standing there, and he's like, But as these humans who are a little bit worried about Luffy, they're going up to talk to Loki, and they're like, hey man, we're sorry that we passed out. You know, we didn't expect Shanks to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, our bad. And then Luffy hears Shanks, and he's like, oh, y'all know Shanks? And that's when everybody looks over at Luffy, and Luffy already done tamed these giant wild animals and is petting them. And this surprises everybody. They're like, what? Who are you? What are you doing? I thought you'd be dead. Loki's like, oh, wow. All right, cool. But Loki, he notices the difference when Luffy is talking about Shanks, right? And Loki, he notices this, and he decides that this is a wonderful time to badmouth Shanks in front of Luffy. Maybe he's testing Luffy to see where he falls on Shanks. Maybe he just thinks like, oh, okay, well, he hasn't paid attention to anything else I've said. Let's see what he says. Let's see what he thinks about this. So, he proceeds to call Shanks a coward. And these next two panels are just full of so much goodness. So, Shanks is brought up. Loki calls Shanks a coward. And Luffy immediately does this. And then I want you to pay attention to this man's face right here, because this man's face
I'm in danger.
is the face of terror. I'm in danger. I fucked up. So Luffy goes in with Gear 4 and tries to punch this man full on in the face. Reminder, this man is blindfolded and chained up. He dodges it, but again he's like, what the fuck? And he says as much. He's like, hey man, I'm tied up. And Luffy's like, again,
we do not care.
But he's like, ultimately, don't talk about my bro. Like, talk about the homie again, and I'll bury your head into this tree. So that's been established. And Loki to himself, he's like, man, this guy, if he sets me free for real, I'm gonna kill him first. So, and calm down a bit. And Luffy's he's asking, like, alright, so Shanks is here. What's going on with that? Let me know what's up. And Loki's like, well, I can't just give you that information. And this is where we cut away. So then we cut over to Zoro and them. And they're still crossing the bridge, making their way towards the village. And this is when Usopp notices that they're being followed. And he sees in the distance as Road is running towards them. Full speed.
Here we go again.
And he can tell us the guy that was being the fake sun god, because they still don't know his name. But they could tell that it's the same dude because he looks like he got burned with lightning, because Nami struck his ass with lightning a couple chapters back, as we all remember. But he is not alone. He is being followed by Gerd and Goldberg, and Goldberg is carrying the Sunny. So Zoro, we all know Zoro. Zoro's like, alright, I guess we ain't got no choice but to fight. And Usopp's like, no. Let's all calm down here. There could be some things we don't know. We could be complicating the situation. We're almost to our destination. Let's just go with the secret Joestar technique. And they are footing it. They are liking it. We need to check Usopp for the Joestar tattoo, because he is employing Joseph's strategy perfectly. But ultimately, they're making their way toward the village. They're like, alright, we gotta get there. So that's happening with them. We then cut over briefly to Hadruden and Stanson, the last two members of the giant warrior pirates, the captain, and I believe Stanson's the shipwright. Pretty sure he is. But yeah, and they're over there, they're just chilling. They just killed a giant moose. It's a dinosaur with antlers. They call it a moose, but it's a dinosaur with antlers. So they killed that. And Harden's like, alright, yeah, I'm so excited to get to see the Straw Hats, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a nice feast and everything. So he has no idea of the things that are happening right now. He's just like, alright, cool. My seniors went to go get the Straw Hats. They're coming back. We're gonna have a party. He has no idea that half of them are here already and have been assaulted by a member of his crew. And the other half have been looking for the other half that's gone for days on the ocean. He's just happy-go-lucky. He's like, alright, let's carry this thing back. Let's not shame ourselves and do this. So, I wonder how he's going to react to all this news. But, we're not going to stay with him for too long, because we cut over to the giant warrior pirates on the ocean and the 30+ Straw Hats, where Brooke has given Robin a haircut. And not just any haircut. She is back to her pre-time skip haircut with the bangs. The bangs. And all I can say to this is,
I want a diamond ring, I want some bracelets and everything. Daddy.
and I know there's a lot of you out there that agree. But this is a very touching scene as well, because she wants to go back to how she looked, or similar to how she looked when she knew Saul, because she's about to be reunited with Saul, and she's just so happy. Everybody's so happy for her. You know what I'm saying? The Giants are like, we're going to have another party when we get there. It's great. But then, we cut over to Elbaf, where apparently Saul is a Life Alert member.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Because this man, we see a giant and he's like, help, somebody help. Saul has fallen and he can't get up. And this, my friends, is where we end the chapter. And I just want to say this. Oda, you dog. If you kill this man, before Robin can reunite with her last friend from her homeland, me and you gonna have to have a discussion. But that is the news. That is the end of chapter 1131. Thank you for joining us today on the Sly Report and for joining me today on my birthday. So, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, because we don't just do One Piece talks, we do Dan talks as well, and whatever else little silly things I think about I want to do in my mind. So, once again, we thank you, we appreciate you, and we will see you next time.